everybody, welcome back to the Scentatar Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. My name is Benjamin. I do review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all things scent related. I love to help y'all find the best fragrances, save some money, and of course be smelling great out there. So let's talk about this list. Top 10 dark fragrances for y'all. Fragrances that I think are perfect for the winter, perfect for the fall, perfect for cold situations, autumn, whatever you call it out there. I think that there's so many good fragrances out there that just suit that weather, stand up to the cold. Of course, we have to have stronger fragrances that are more dense and stronger concentrations because we don't have the sun and we don't have the temperature to help the fragrance evaporate off our skin. So if you want to get noticed, you're probably going to have to go for a darker scent. The light, fresher scents aren't going to do it unless you overspray. Of course, you can wear anything, anytime, anywhere you want. But this is a list that's going to help you stand out, get noticed. If you want compliments or just want to smell great, it's really good for the cold, again, fall, autumn, winter, that you pull out a more concentrated, darker fragrance. So let's jump into them. The first one, again, I wanted to bring out the affordable options first and then bring out the more expensive ones for y'all. First, Tuscan Leather, the oils. You can find a number of oils from different brands. This one is from Zoha. I do think Zoha has some of the best oils in the game that smell the best quality. It smells just like, almost like Tuscan Leather. It's very close. It gets you very good performance. I mentioned this oil not only because it's subtle. Tuscan Leather can be very bold and very strong. This helps it to be more subtle, so you can kind of wear this in more situations without being off-putting, and you can really control the amount you put on your skin. Just a little dab on the skin will do you. But it's so good for layering. If you don't want to go for a full-on leather fragrance, if you've always been scared of leather, if you've always wanted to try a more spicy leather like Tuscan Leather, and you really don't like that $300 price tag, get one of these. Try out an oil like Macho Man, or here this Tuscan Leather by Zoha, and you can layer. The oil helps the fragrance evaporate a little bit slower, and it just helps that so you don't get as much projection, but your fragrance lasts longer on your skin. So that can be a wonderful thing for y'all out there. Oils are something special, something I think more people in the fragrance community need to use as a part of their fragrance repertoire arsenal collection. Oils are important, and they can be a really nice addition to help you, match the season, match what kind of smell you're going for, what kind of environment you're going into. So check out this and just look into oils in general. And I'm going to create some more lists for y'all, some more things like that, talking all about different ways y'all can layer, get the best performance out of fragrances. So the next one we have to talk about is Cure Cafe by Happyland. I was sent this one for review, but this one is something for the really strong macho guys out there. If you want a very, very strong coffee fragrance, it smells roasted and toasted. I do realize that this isn't the darkest scent. This is not a really dark black style fragrance or black amber or smoke or anything like that. I have those comings with my niche picks coming soon. But this one is a very deep, rich, and roasted fragrance. If that's something that you're interested in, this one is extremely potent. I honestly don't know how you would wear this unless you're a big coffee fanatic, a big coffee head. I don't know how you could wear this as a standalone fragrance, more than one spray, and it's probably going to choke you out and choke people out around you. This stuff is beast mode. This stuff is very strong. It's called Cure Cafe, Cure for Leather. So it does have a little bit of a leathery aspect, but there is a lot more coffee in this fragrance, so much coffee, and it's very strong. It's a little bit linear of a fragrance, but if you want something to layer, if you want to add a lot of coffee and leather to a fragrance when you layer, or if you just like that smell and think it's very nostalgic and want very good performance, I brought out this one for you guys who want beast mode. If you're a beast mode guy, if you're willing to try a more adventurous scent, this is not going to be mass appealing. This is more daring of a scent. But it can smell very good to people. If you want to smell like the coffee shop, very strong, very potent, deep, rich, roasted coffee, this is for you. So I brought this out for y'all. This is not for me personally. I go more on the subtle side a lot of the time with fragrances, and I like to mix and match with my oils and different things and kind of have this aura around me. I really like sillage in a fragrance. This stuff is just bold. Bold men, bold guys out there, definitely check this one out if that's something you're interested in. This one's about $50. I don't think I mentioned the Zoha. You can get that one for like 20 bucks for one of these guys. And you know, for an oil, that's not a bad price for the quality of it. So the next one I want to bring out to y'all is none other than Dark Temptation by none other than Be Layered or Layered Perfumes. Now I just have this decant here. I'll put a picture up here of the bottle. But guys and gals out there, you gals, oh my goodness, if you wore this, I wouldn't know what to say. This is one of those dark chocolate fragrances that you've always wanted. There is a lot of tonka in this fragrance. It almost has this gummy tonka candy-like quality to it, but it has the dark chocolate. It has an interesting, just a little bit of an interesting spice, but it's not quite a spice. There's just something to this fragrance that almost has a amber spicy quality to it. Overall, a very nice fragrance. This one is more subtle. This one is going to be much more appropriate for indoor wear. Maybe you could get away with this at work. I feel like this is much more of a seductive scent, but not too much. It's not too much of a seductive scent, but it still says that you're in the game, and it still says that perhaps you're ready for action, if you know what I mean. Dark Temptation is a really nice fragrance. Perfect for layering, again, if you want to add a more chocolatey aspect to some of the fragrances you already own. This one does have a little bit of complexity, but not too much. That's why it's so good for layering, and I'm going to have a video coming out for this brand and what they're going for and why this brand is so good. I really do like what this brand is doing, so check out Dark Temptation. I think there was a name, something to the same effect by Axe back in the day. If you wanted a more grown-up version of that chocolatey fragrance, that body wash that a lot of people love, I know it was a big top seller. You got to check this one out. Dark Temptation by Layered or Be Layered. It's a really nice fragrance. Okay, guys and gals, we're going to jump to more of the niche side here. This one is still affordable. This one is indie, and then we're going to jump into the niche. So this one is a fantastic creation by the house of Posie, Poesie. Now, if you haven't heard of this brand, they have more of body oils, and their fragrances are very concentrated. You might think that they're quite expensive for such a small amount of fragrance, just like an oil, but it's an extrait, a pure perfume, and they are very potent. This one is Whisper Your Bitter Things. So this one, their fragrance and their brand is all about literature. There's a lot that goes into it with history and their stories and the moods they're trying to capture. So definitely check out their brand if you're really a Shakespearean type of person. You would adore this brand. You would fall in love with this brand. But Posie Perfumes brings this one out of the gate. It's a spicy fragrance with clove, but it's done so well. To my nose, it's a very interesting, complex, almost like a modern, playful, gothic version of Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille was a little bit linear. For me, it was just a little bit too spicy with that clove. This one makes it more interesting, more complex. I think it's a little bit more well-rounded, and it certainly has character. This one is a little bit more of a dark, brooding type of nature, and I really do like this fragrance. And I have my 10 mil on the way. That says how much I like this one. So check this one out, Whisper Your Bitter Things, if you want a deep, complex, dark kind of fragrance. This is a dark fragrance list. I wanted to kind of help people with the first few of the fragrances, with the baby steps, just walk into the dark side of the fragrance. We're jumping into the dark side now, guys. We're getting into the dark fragrances. We're getting into some of the niche and the expensive. I'm just going to go all out and jumping into the niche side, and we're going to talk about Montal's Black Oud Intense. This is the intense version, the intense flanker of Black Oud. Now, some brands out there don't do it right. When they make an intense version, They just changed the notes a little bit. Maybe they up the projection, or maybe they up the longevity and sacrifice one or the other, the projection or the longevity. Montal did it right. I think that this fragrance is much more potent. It's a concentrated version of the original. To my nose, there is a little bit more of that patchouli and a little bit more of that dark side. The rose doesn't stick out as much as in the original. The patchouli doesn't have as much sharpness, I feel, like with the original. It's just a very dark, complex, beautiful fragrance. Montal knows how to do rose right, knows how to bring a rose to you, a good rose for the quality, for the money, and with a very good performance. So if you want very good performance with a rich, dark kind of fragrance, again, this one has a little bit of patchouli, rose, that classic rose oud combo, but this one's dark. A very nice fragrance, very classy, but very, again, kind of on the brooding side of things. This is a dark fragrance and very, it's dark, but it's not overtly too much. This isn't like Encre Noir. I did have to mention that in this list. Encre Noir is probably the best for the money. If you're looking for a dark scent, for about $20, you can get a niche fragrance. But I feel like that one's very hard to wear for a lot of people. This one is still hard to wear. It still has excellent performance, but I feel is more on the classy side. And I would feel more comfortable personally wearing a scent like this. But again, check out Encre Noir. Let's jump into some more niche. Okay, this one is a brand, and I'm going to introduce the house to y'all soon. There's no reviews of it. Nobody knows about this brand. I contacted and reached out to them. This is the house of Geisha, and this is their fragrance called Noir. Now, this fragrance isn't exactly a super dark fragrance, but it has a mysterious, tantalizing vibe to it. And this fragrance is something special. You get a lot of black amber. Black amber is a fragrance note that I recently have fallen in love with. It brings amber instead of having that resinous, classy, vibe to it, that voluptuous vibe to the fragrance. Black amber can add a little bit more complexity, of course with darkness, but and again with that brooding nature. But it almost has a clean, a cotton-like feel, but it's like linear. It almost becomes like that patchouli that Montal likes to use. That's almost a clear papyrus, a dry nature, and it's something special. This has a lot of black amber. To my nose, I get a little bit, just a tiny bit of iris. There's some spice. There's a lot of powderiness to this fragrance. Now, a lot of guys out there are scared of powdery fragrances, and I understand. I myself do not like a lot of powdery fragrances, but this is the best use of powdery nuances and tone and texture in a fragrance that I've ever tried. Of course, you could go for Prada Luna Rosa Black if you want a designer fragrance. If you want something more mass appealing, that would be the alternative to this fragrance. But if you want something much more, better composed, as it dries down, the transitions from the top to the mid and the mid to the base are so much well done, and there's serious quality to this fragrance. It's spectacular, and for 50 mils, I believe it's about $110 on Lucky Scent. I think that this is a special fragrance and worth it. I mean, worth the money. I think that they're just throwing serious quality at you for the money. Good value. Even though it's expensive, I mean, check it out. Okay, so the next one is another niche, and I'm bringing out to y'all original content. Fragrances, I'm not following a hype train. I'm bringing out to y'all fragrances that I think are special. You probably haven't heard about this one either. This is Mad Et Lin. That's the brand, and this one is called Black Musk. Now, if you're the kind of guy who likes musk, and you've always wanted your dark, mysterious musk, if you've always wanted something smoky that wasn't too smoky, like perhaps Black Afghano would be perfect for a dark fragrance list like this. But I wanted to bring out this one. This one is the alternative, because not only do you get more for your money, more per mil, more for your money, this fragrance I think is more wearable. Black Afghano is a very deep dark fragrance, very hard to wear, but a very good creation. I can't discredit it for what it is. But if you want something that's more wearable, more seductive, um, a very nice fragrance with complexity, with character, and you're not going to smell like anybody else. Black Afghano, I think that there's very few people around you who would ever smell like it, but a few people in the frag comment at least know what it is. You're going to smell very original. I like with niche fragrances that you can stand out and be the only guy, maybe in your whole town, maybe in your city, maybe in your whole state, that knows about and maybe even owns a fragrance like this. So Mad Et Lin with their fragrance called Black Musk. It's a very good creation. It's very well done. Again, it might seem a little bit linear. It might seem like it doesn't really change a lot. But you're getting something very sensual, very complex, very well done. And trust me, this fragrance doesn't seem like it projects very well. But as you walk by people, as you go throughout your day testing and wearing this fragrance, it has a lot of sillage. And I love, again, when a fragrance has the sillage and it really grabs somebody's attention. So Black Musk is a great creation if you want something that's really going to stand up to the cold, do a really good job, but it's going to be its own ghost. It's going to be a little bit mysterious, and again, you're going to have that effect when you just walk past somebody and you're around somebody that they're going to notice it and they're going to be like, there's something special and something different about this guy. So the next one I wanted to talk about was Xerjoff's Gael. This fragrance is kind of interesting. It's not exactly a dark fragrance, but it's quite an intense fragrance. I want to mention this one because as it dries down, I feel like there's the sharpness in this fragrance has a dark aspect to it. This fragrance isn't exactly the most dark fragrance. Again, there are so many niche fragrances out there that really could fit the bill. Interlude Man by Amouage is another one. Very dark, very smoky, very intense fragrance. This one is more of a classy gentleman fragrance. Has a little bit of an animalic vibe. This fragrance isn't necessarily a beast in the projection or the performance exactly, but it feels like a very intense person. This fragrance seems like somebody who is perhaps a bear of a person, very strong-willed, very strong personality, very loud-spoken individual. Gael, I think, is a very masculine fragrance, and it's going to stand up to the cold. If you like those classy, animalic fragrances, and you don't mind something, there's a sharp aspect to this. I feel like there's just an intensity behind it, and I really do like it. I don't know if it's the vetiver or how the animalic accord comes off with this one, but I don't like a lot of... I haven't come across a lot of Xerjoffs yet that I love, besides Renaissance. Gael is one of those that's wonderful. If you like Duro and those kinds of fragrances that are very masculine, Gucci Absolute, Dior Fahrenheit, do your Ambre Sultan, do yourself a favor, check this one out, you masculine, strong man. Check this one out. I think a Gael, Gao, by Xerjoff is going to do you just right. Just right, my friends. Okay, let me grab the next one here. Let me see what we got. We're getting down to the second last one. We're getting to the end, and this one is Black Hashish. I don't know if y'all heard about this fragrance. I don't know how many people know about this fragrance. This is something special, guys. Hashish, I believe, is tobacco. I could be wrong, but it's a very intense tobacco. I feel like Black Hashish, the tobacco is a little bit like watery. It's a little bit of, has this fluidity to it. It's not exactly watery, doesn't smell like eucalyptus, but guys and gals, this might be the best purely tobacco fragrance on the market. It does have a little bit of that dark vibe that you would want, especially with my list here with dark fragrances, but a beautiful tobacco, dark and rich and intoxicating. Hashish is Arabian, I believe, and it has an exotic feel to it, a different style. Somehow the Arabians always make their fragrances have a little bit of jump and almost like a little bit of spice to the fragrance, even if it doesn't smell like it has a lot of spice particularly in it. And this fragrance has that kind of DNA and that feel to the fragrance. It has a jump and a skip, and it says it makes itself known. It has character. So check out Black Hashish if you like tobacco, if you're a tobacco fan. This one isn't overtly tobacco, like overbearing. This is still very wearable, but it's dark and it's seductive, and it has a lot of character behind it still. It's not like, again, with the Cure Cafe, with being a coffee bomb, if you're a coffee lover, this one certainly is a noticeable tobacco, but it has more going on, and it's very well crafted. So check this one out, a great fragrance. So guys and gals, we got to the last one. I saved maybe the best for last, you could argue. This is Nasamato's Pardon. Pardon is a beautiful fragrance, y'all. If y'all haven't tried this one, I think that you guys need to try Pardon out. Again, an expensive little creature, expensive little devil, but you're getting, it's very concentrated. You could probably wear one, maybe two sprays, and that's all you need with this fragrance. It's potent. You're getting a kind of a dark chocolatey fragrance. It has a little bit of that gray cardamom feel that's so seductive. Such a great date fragrance. I believe it was Fragrance View. I believe it was. I'll put a picture up here. And I believe he had a video where he, of course, had a guest, a fantastic lady, and she picked this one as like the best date fragrance or a best fragrance for a man. So this one has the appeal. It really appeals to the ladies. It has a dark chocolate vibe. This fragrance is not very sweet though. It doesn't have much sweetness at all to speak of. And but it's dark. To me, it almost has that menthol or that linear patchouli vibe to it. The cardamom is beautiful. Again, a dark, sensual fragrance. It has a little bit, again, of almost like a musky nature that dries down. And again, I could have chosen just purely dark fragrance bombs like Interlude Man and a few of the other ones out there like Block Off Gano. I could have gone for those kinds of fragrance in this list, but I wanted to highlight some of the more wearable fragrances, some of the ones that are going to be, you know, very good and interesting and quality, but it is more wearable for more situations for you guys out there. So I hope that you like this list. Again, Pardon is a winner. Check it out. If you like cardamom, I think a lot of us guys out there do like cardamom. Even if we don't know it, it's a real winner of a note. Check that one out. I think it's worth the money too, even though it's an expensive one. And I hope that you enjoyed this list. Let me know if you did. I have a lot of enthusiasm for these fragrances, a lot of passion for them. Again, I hope my passion and my experience and who I am came through in this video. If you like this content, if you think that I've done a good job, if you, I think I'm a good content creator, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, help me out, help us get to 2,000 by the end of the year, and even share this video and tell a friend if you really want to help me out and to help this channel really grow and accelerate, because, you know, I've been surpassed by some other content creators. I don't always create top 10 lists. I don't always follow trends, the most popular fragrances. I don't always try to make cheapy, affordable content and those kinds of things. I try to, appeal to everybody. So I might not be getting the views some of these other guys out there. I've been surpassed by at least 2 people by now. So please help me out. I'll see y'all next time. This is the Scentatar Fragrance Channel. Share some love. I hope y'all be smelling great. All of y'all smelling great out there this fall and winter. Wear something seductive. Smell fantastic, guys. Smell original. Don't smell like the other guy in the room. Don't smell like your cousin or your uncle. Don't do something different. Stand out in a very good way. And it's really going to help you in your life and help you feel great. So wear what you love. Let me know what you like to wear in the fall and the winter. Maybe your dark fragrances you like to wear below. Maybe you don't like dark fragrances. Let me know what kind of list I should make next. I'll see y'all next time. Again, this is the Scentatar Fragrance Channel. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe. Peace out.